life is chaotic as hell. We do certain things repetitiously because it calms the chaos down. The great thing about art is that steps you out of the chaos of the world. You have to have something that keeps your brain stable.
Should I let myself go in his direction?
Growing up in Mississippi, that was quite interesting. It was kind of primitive. We would have to use our own imaginations a lot. My grandmother was a big influence. She had this cafe. I'd run in the kitchen and cook with her. I'd go out and help her in the garden, all that stuff. I would always think of little paintings that I could do. It's hard for me to hold a steady hand, so my grandmother said, "You don't have to do that, honey. You just draw it. Don't you worry about it." She said the same thing in cooking. My parents and I had a little cafe together. But they were getting old and ready to retire. I didn't want to do it in Mississippi. By then I was probably in my 20s. My uncle had just retired service. He said, "You ought to join the Air Force and go see the world for 4 years." So I did that, and that's how I got up here in Virginia. When you walk in Stove, you're like walking into my head as far as I'm concerned. The art is delicious, the food is delicious. We want you to come in and have a good time. One of my goals in doing the restaurant, I was going to have as many walls as I could so I could hang all my stuff. 80% of your eating is done with your eyes. Visually, it has to be stimulating. So the cool thing is when I'm doing food, I'm thinking artistically. I feel like every plate that goes out the window is a new painting. When I was 4 years old, I remember we were going to church one day, and I think I had every color that could clash all in one outfit. They thought I was doing this because I just wanted to be crazy. I said, "What are you talking about? Everything matches." At that point, they said, "Well, this boy's colorblind." I see a lot of colors. I couldn't really tell you what they are anymore. I get greens and yellows mixed up, browns and reds and blues. Oh, God. I have to do a piece very quickly because I can't remix colors and get the blend right. But I do one color and get it where I want it. Then I go while it's still wet and I do the blending colors, whatever it is, and do all the finishing touches. Then I let it dry and then I look at it and I go, okay, that's it. And just so you know, I have never done, ever in my whole life, a bad painting. My hands, probably a little touch of arthritis from using them all these years, holding frying pans and tongs. So I had to get to where I could do something totally different that would use my fingers differently. One day I happened upon a piece of foam in a construction pile and I thought, wow, that's crazy stuff. I just wanted to see what this thing could do. This foam became perfect because now I'm using a jigsaw to cut it out, then I'm using a knife to carve it over, and now I'm taking bigger brushes to paint on. And I like that I can carve and make a frame and the painting inside of it, and it's all one done piece.
While young men like to have a good time.
I take very serious issues and I make very light of it. I like to get up and read the paper, but when I start reading all these political things that are crazy around the world and even here, I'll do a sketch and I'll make it into funny. Most of them lately have been politically motivated because of the way they don't separate church and state, the way they bicker, they don't try to get together. You know, it kind of stresses everybody out. So for me, I detox from that with my art. I detox from a bad day at work with my art. And that's why these two are intertwined and so important. A lot of people look at my art, they know it's politically motivated or about religions or about things people don't always want to talk about, but by the time they see it the way that I have a good time with it, then they laugh almost as if they're laughing at themselves because, why did I get wigged out about this? He's right, it's so funny, blah, blah, blah. In Portsmouth, you have the courthouse gallery, and they're very good at putting on shows. It's really kind of fun to be in a little old town like this, and you walk downtown and you go, wow, and you see all these splash of colors and stuff. A lot of the artists, I realize, oh my God, I've known these people forever and didn't know they painted. And some of them are making jewelry and things like that. And next thing you know, you met another friend who paints and stuff, and then that's how things get to going. So it's really interesting to see it evolve. I tell you, I'm not nearly as critical of my work as I used to be. I've learned to deal with the things that you can't fix. One thing I don't let art do, the same as I don't let cooking do, is bore me. You know, the whole idea in painting for me is it's fun. Cooking is fun. You know, I'll cook until it's not fun anymore. When it's not fun and you see me just painting, then guess what? Done.